What's up YouTube, zombiekillerhere here, doing a quick video on pretty much all the specialty towers. Rating them on how good they are, give you a good idea what they do, and all that stuff. Give you a good idea how to actually use them, because some of these, their special ability is completely worthless if you use them the wrong way. So you gotta make sure that you use them the right way to take advantage. So let's start off with the very beginning. Alright, we got the dirt tower. Every single one will have a reduced cost to itself by 5% and an increased cost to another tower by 5%. Now for dirt monkeys, our tier 2 is increase our attack speed by 10%. One free dirt monkey at the start. Then every 10 rounds you get a free one. And then make that monkey explosive. So let's demonstrate how that looks. Which I just finally got the final specialty building to the maximum. So now I'm finally able to do this video. But pretty much every 10 rounds worth, I would have one free dirt monkey. If I use fast track, I'll have a few. That ability is cool. And then here's the best way to take advantage of it. Do 3, 2, or 2, 3. You know, make them the triple dirt monkeys. And then, as you'll see, the special ability of the explosive dart does not make them any stronger, but it allows them to pop lead. And then with the 2, 3, they can also pop camo. So let's get some camo going. So they're just annihilating lead and camo, allowing them to attack what they're weak to, which is lead. Now alternatively, if you want to pop lead, you would have to summon a dirt monkey, turn him all the way over here to this side, just to be able to pop lead. And then, as you see, not really all that effective. Let's just take off the regrow. Camo does not matter. But as you see, not really all that effective compared to what you could get with one. Which, even though the regrow will make it harder, I'm going to do the regrow so you can truly see how good it shines. As you see, the regrow, which the other one could not do, this one's able to take out with ease. And the best way to use these to your advantage is they excel in easy and medium games. Because the rounds are short enough that there's no super bad one that comes out. So let's just get 10 of these guys in here. And we'll go for the upgrade, even though we don't need it just yet. Alright. Now this video will probably be a bit long because I will be going through stuff very thoroughly to make sure that you guys get a good idea. None of this is scripted, but it shouldn't be as bad as what I've seen other people post. Alright, so for example, let's summon one of these guys. See? Able to take out one of those guys. Now let's summon one of these guys. Activate Super Monkey, and it's dead. Alright, let's go for something a little bit harder. As you see, it can actually handle a whole ZOMB going Super Monkey form. And then if you have a whole bunch more of these guys, bam, like this. Don't even have to get the final one. Just bam them like this. And then all of a sudden, you're good. So let's summon one more of these guys. Whoops, I did two by mistake. The only downside to the Super Monkey transformation, it seems to like to transform the same ones, which kind of suck. But as you see, did pretty decent against them. And really, this is how you build them if you use this tower, if you want to take advantage of this tower. If you don't want to take advantage of this tower, just plain don't use these at all. Now, the best way to usually use one of these with the catapult is to have them set for last and have them down an alleyway, which very limits their popping power. So, obviously, the thing could come in handy. And if you don't have some cash or you're a little bit tight on cash, that free dot monkey comes in handy. Now, this next... So I would say it's a pretty good one, worth getting. Now this next one, for the most part, is useless. What it does is increase attack speed, and then also, which is the best part about this, but then these extra pairs kinda does not matter. Which I'll show you why. See, it allows one extra pierce, which allows the thing to shoot through one. But here's the drawback. To it. Alright? The most effective way of making these is like this. And when it's like that, it can already pop lead and have infinite pierce. Like for example, see, infinite. No number of balloons could go through. Which, just for a good example, let's switch over to the zebra. See, like the zebra, nothing's getting through it, they're annihilating everything. Now, in order to take advantage of the infinite pairs, we would have to set it up where it's built like this. This would be the best ultimate form that we could get for it. And as you see, stuff is getting through. The extra pierce does not help. I have to actually rely on this special ability just to cover some of it miss. So, that tower, not really worth it. I would avoid it. Now, eventually, you should max out all specialty towers. Make sure that you do that. But I'm trying to show you which ones to go for kind of first, which one to do last minute. Alright, so Tack Tower, best thing about it, tier 2, then leave it alone. Dirt Monkey, great, this is a good one too. Alright, so increase attack speed, boomerang, flight, one more circuit if available, and throws 2 boomerangs. That means if you don't hit the maximum pop potential, it will go back around, and then on top of that, it will throw one more, so you could get pretty good results. Now, I might do in-depth guides about each tower individually, But for right now, I'm just going to do a basic thing. So let's set up 2 of those and summon 1 of these. As you see, they just completely obliterated that. Where before, let's sell this. This would be the exact thing of placing down 2. As you see, it's not really all that good with just plain 2. The best way to do this is in different spams, which I'll show. This is one that's effective in either tree. One of the best ways to do this is, let's just set up a whole bunch. Alright. Well, actually, let's just get rid of these. I won't put them farther back. Alright, so the best way to do this, if you have big maps like this, maybe get some fast shooters up front, which can heavily focus a lot of damage on the boss balloons, and then in the back have them this style. The only downside to this is it cannot detect camo unless if you have it in the form I'm putting it in, where I have the rotating one. It needs lava lore just to detect camo. Of course, Sad Monkey Village, you'll be fine. Alright, so let's send in a big guy. In fact, I spent sending 2 because I have such faith in these. That they can do good against 2. As you see, it popped 2 full ones, and these guys would take care of the remaining. Now, if I only sent 1, they probably would have popped. So let's just do 1. Which, real quick, let's show some stuff. Alright. Let's do regrow, camo, and these guys. And I'm going to spam a bunch of these guys, and you'll just watch them all get obliterated. With these guys, they're good at taking down endless waves. Just popping right through them all. Non-stop wave, they're taking them out. Where without the thing, it would be about this defense. A little bit less. Which, keep in mind, that's like 6. Then we get 2. And as you see, they're doing excellent at covering this. So why don't we set it down to 1. As you see, 1 got overwhelmed. So that's a good example of how that works. Now then, let's do 4 of these guys. Just like what we had before. Set them all to this. And here we go. We'll summon in, say, whoops. Gotta take off camo. There we go. As you see, they slowly get pushed. You have to rely on the special. So, as you can see, these guys, this side excels at popping MOBs, while the other side excels at popping everything else, not letting anything get through. So, that's a quick view of the tower. It's very good. It doubles your damage at the very least. So, it's a good tower, one that I recommend. Now then, here's the bomb range. Increase attack speed, can pop black and zebras, and double your range temporarily. Now, to be honest, this one's not all that good. I would not be advising you to get it first thing. It would be towards the end. The only cool thing about this is you get this big of a range, which is cool. Which actually, let's move these guys. I actually want to, whoops. I've actually want to put them here. Alright. The cool thing about this though, when you activate the ability, it activates it for all of you guys. If you got no problem, because it's stunning. But even with this massive range increase, it can't really keep up with a spam like that, which is no big deal. Now then, let's try sending in something a little bit tougher. Alright, now we're going to send in this, and I'm going to show you the long range effect. And I'm going to need a few more of them. Alright, there we go. As you see, cool, but still kind of don't get the job done. So, double range, not really all that good. And if you do not have it in rocket form, it will straight up miss all the time. So, long range. Popping black is good, but that's like all that you get for it, to be honest. Alright, let's go down to the mage. Alright, this one will increase your attack range, add additional seeking bolt, and send out 3 tornadoes. Alright, so a quick demonstration of what that does. Which, with the last ability, there are limitations. So let's just place a few of these. Alright, let's send in a few blues. As you see, it's seeking them and just popping a group, but it has very limited seeking. Think probably like 3-4 layers compared to just using a lightning bolt. But it does increase our actual popping power. Now with these guys, you will definitely want the Tempest Storm upgrade if you go to use them. But let's send out some more of the blues. As you see, blues, no problem. How about something a little bit harder? Knocking everything back. The multiple tornadoes are helping to increase the knockbacks, but still some are getting through. Now then, Let's just get rid of that. And that side is mostly good for defending the end. Now if you get it like this, yeah, sure, they got the fire ability, but as you see, they don't take advantage of the tornadoes, so it is limiting you. This form, though, would be best for taking out bosses, for the most part. Some ants, some birds, which, you know, it's a pretty decent tower with the extra bolt and the tornadoes, but if you don't use the tornadoes or worry too much about, you know, extra small popping power, not really all that good by itself. Now, the reason why it shines so much, though, which is good, is because the mage itself is a good tower. So it's one that relies more on the tower than giving power boost. So, you know, get as you want. It would be a good medium to early one to get. Alright. But, you know, as far as bringing stuff to the table, it really don't bring much except for the additional tornadoes. Which if you use all tornadoes like that, they can be a little bit more helpful sending more balloons back, but that's about it. But up next, the Ice Fortress. Increase freeze length. Ice Tower can freeze whites and zebras, and detect camo. And then removes it when freezing them. So, one video which I've seen this dumb person do when covering this, he said that this tower is completely useless, but he did not use it right. He went like this and went, let's put it in camo, and he went like this. Oh wow, doesn't really work all that well. Or he just did this. He also did this and go, wow, doesn't seem all that good. Which with higher level balloons. And then also he did just this. He went, wow, this is horrible. They're all getting through. No. And said that it was a complete piece of crap. To properly use this tower, it's a tower that you can't one-side. What you gotta do to take full advantage of this tower is you're gonna need at least 2 of these guys. One is gonna have to be built with ice shards. The other one's gonna need Arctic Wind. If you could get First Roll Frost, that would be good too. But let's put it into that. There we go. But as long as you use it right, which let's put this way where it freeze, like that. When you use it right, you can just pop huge groups. Nothing can get through you. Camo, no problem. Immunity to freeze, no problem. It just melts normal units. Only downside is this tower does not attack any bosses. But as you see, against the spam of the strongest normal balloons, they just can't get through. But without this slowing them down, they're just going to run right through. With the freeze ability, it helps keep them in place. But just freezing them alone is not good. Because as you see, they'll just slowly make their way through. So, what you need if you want to make this tower effective, which I probably should not spawn like over 1 million balloons, I think. What? Anyways, they're finally through. Alright. But yeah, take full advantage of it. You gotta do that. Now, if you want to make it even better, what you could do is do 3, have one set up like this, then one like this, just to guarantee that none will get through, and one like this. This would guarantee that nothing could get through. They won't even come close. But it's definitely a lot quicker if you do it like this. You know, having this one first. Because if you have freeze first, it just takes longer. It's noticeably slowing down the game. But this tower, definitely a good one. Would advise either early or mid-buy. It's definitely a good one. Now this next tower will increase your attack speed, make shurikens last longer, which I think means pop through more balloons, and then create a shadow clone of yourself. Unfortunately, this one used to be very overpowered, but then they did a huge nerf to it, which makes it actually kind of useless. Back in the past, what would happen is it would make a exact clone of the same one that you got. So if you had a 5 star shooting one like this, which let's just do this. As you see, it throws out 5. Alright, let's place some spike trap there, because why not? Alright, but then, whoops, I did it wrong. I forgot I have to push square first. Sorry about that. Alright. So shoot out 5, but then if you look at its clone, it's just a basic monkey, which really is sad and upsetting. But anyways, so the best thing about it is a little bit additional pierce, but the good thing is though that even though the specialty building is not that good for it, to be honest, this is still a good tower itself. Like for example, let's send in a whole bunch of these guys. As you see, they held their own against the swarm. Now their one weakness is lead. They already have natural camo detection, so to get rid of that weakness, all you would have to do is make a bomb one. And then he throws bombs at the leads, the rest can pop them. Only have a few bombs if you do it this way. Or the other way to make it useful is to go here, and this will give them the ability to pop lead like they don't care. And then, whoops. As you see, camo lead regen, they can just wipe them out with ease. They're also pretty good when it comes to taking out a boss. Yeah. The more you spam, the stronger bosses you could take out. But as you see, by themselves, they are a very effective tower. Which, let's just do this, because why not? Which, if you want a little bit extra popping damage that's virtually not even there, you could push square a whole bunch of times to get a little bit of extra tower. But as you see, just 6 of them with one building was able to take out that ZOMB. So by themselves, yes, they're a very strong tower. Unfortunately, the specialty building don't really give boosts. If you want to get it, I would say stop at level 3 and then upgrade later on. Now then, for the fun tower. This one will increase road spike's lifespan, which means road spikes have a timer before they go out. When the spike factory place it, might be like a minute or so, but this might make it like a minute and 10 seconds or something. And then this one will allow you a free road spike pile every round, and then this will make road spike piles and also the spike tower stuff pop 50% more balloons. This is a decent one, but you know, it's definitely not one that you want to rely solely on this unit to pass. So the free one every round means that you'll just be able to do this every round, get one for free, no big deal. That's like probably our entire game's worth. But where these towers truly shine at is at the end of the track. So let's get a few of these going through. There we go. As you see, they was able to hold it back for a decent amount of time. Because 2 of them equals the same as 3 of them. Now, I definitely recommend the bomb version because that always seems to be the best. But you can always do it this version. Alright, so let's resend in those guys. Whoops. Now the only advantage to this version is being able to do this. Now this side is supposed to be better at popping MLB class balloons, which I'll show with the fast ones. But let's just have 2 of them. We'll spawn in that many. Nice little like 8 or so. 1, 2. Who cares? It's enough. Here, we'll spawn in. There we go. Different spread out spawns. Band that ability, and as you see, they broke through. Where, let's do a Zack spawn actually. 1 minute. Now, unfortunately, when you're playing with these, they tend to make the game seem forever because they only gotta get to the end for these to work by themselves. So let's summon in. Let's do 10. That should be about 10, give or take. Wait, that was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, that's definitely 10. Alright, they're extremely slow, space out. As you see, 10 got through. Alright, now we'll do 10 with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 did not get through. So, as you see, it's way better just to do this version of it. But yeah, the increase thing is cool. The making your spikes last 10% longer is good because that will increase. So in all, pretty decent one if you like to use these towers. Of course, to be honest, these towers are mainly built as a last line of defense, so I don't know if you want your main attack building being a last line of defense. Now then, this next tower, I've seen somebody completely screw up in a video, which I'll go over what they did wrong, but they did not use it right. And it's stupid. Alright, anyways. So increase attack speed. All balloons hit by mortars are briefly stunned. And auto aim, which allows you to shoot at different ones. Now, let's set it on here. What I seen somebody do, which they said that it was complete crap after they did it, not even taking full advantage of how good these can be, is they did like this. In fact, they even had it where there was 4 of these. So let's just set up 4. There, they had it all set up for first. Spawned in a bunch of these. I was like, alright, decent. And then had a bunch of these spawned in. Was like, okay, decent. And then they spawned in these and was like, why ain't this working? Which I'm actually spawning him a little bit more than what he did, but oh well, won't matter. Wondering why these are not as effective like that. The thing that he did not take into account is with these, you want to set them off to different targets. That's how you take the full advantage of them. So if you're going to do 4, have 2 set for last, 2 set for first. And as you see, it will do a way better job tearing through them and keeping all the balloons done. Alright, let's spawn in a few of those guys just to be there. And we'll spawn in a bunch of these guys. And as you see, with the targeting last, they're not really getting any worse. They're easily getting taken care of. Now let's set it up for first. Now then, let's summon one of these. Then, as you see, taking them out. Now, let's sell 2 of these because we don't need them. And there we go. As you see, it's struggling to keep them back. They're slowly making progress. It's not as effective. Where press the last, they're just not getting. But anyways. And to be honest, these are actually better set if you're going to use these as these. This style. This is the best way to use them, to be honest. Because what you want is rapid fire all the way to really take advantage of it. Which I'm spamming way more than what I probably should be. But that's alright, no big deal. I just love spam spawning. Alright. So let's set up another one. As you see, they took care of it okay. With this, they're just straight up running through, not even being under control. But anyways, so have them set to multiple targets if you want to take full advantage of this time. It's a decent tower, focused mainly on fully automatic. It is more or less to keep some other faster balloons under control. Is it the best? Not really, but you know, if you like using mortars, the auto aim will come in handy in the stun wheel. Anyways, on to the next one. This upgrade is good, but also obsolete too. It increases attack speed, adds a fast firing dart, and a forward gunner, which pretty much means it adds a dartling gunner on top of it for better accuracy, which I'll demonstrate. And then the second one will allow it to shoot in any direction. So if you know anything about this tower, you know it's all about random shots. It can be found very annoying. But with a dartling gunner, when it sees it and it's line of sight, it will fight homing shots to it, which are pretty decent. You can spam it for more ability, or if you use the never miss upgrade, well, all your darts go to it anyways, but it will add a little bit of popping power. But then when you have it like this, it's like it's already homing, doing bombs and everything. There's like no way that dartling gun works. But you know, it's still a good upgrade regardless for early on, because this thing sucks very early on. So how about we get some of these guys going in? As you see, not really all that effective. Which for the best effects with these, most of the time you just want to set them at a circle. But yeah, as you see, the dartling gun's doing okay, but the normal spread shots, you know, here, and without the dartling gun, as you see, most of the darts will be missing. The dartling gun makes it very good. Definitely a decent one. you take away its advantage by going towards that upgrade. But it's alright, because going towards the upgrade is what you should go for anyways, because it's such an overpowered upgrade. So keep that in mind. But, you know, this is definitely a good, like, early to mid one to get. Definitely gives you a good power boost. Now this next one, I've seen somebody completely mess up on. Alright, so increase attack speed. This will allow the ship to automatically have camo by default. And then when you get the crow's nest ability, which gives you camo by default back when it was original, it will now give everybody else in your radius the ability to detect camo, which is good because you can kind of use them like little monkey villages almost to see camos. And then replace his main dart with flaming cannon. I seen somebody mess up with that flaming cannon part thinking it's increased damage. That flaming cannon does not increase damage. It's not designed as increased damage. It has a very important role, but it's not to increase the damage. Alright. So let's place this. Alright, there we go. Now let's spawn in some leads. With the flaming cannonball thing, you're able to pop leads. That's its true purpose. It does not increase your damage at all. Having this form is how you take the best advantage of the ship. If you did not use that form, in order to pop the specialty building, you would have to get cannon ship upgrade just to be able to pop lead. By just having lead come by and then have it shoot it with the cannon. Now, one downside to this, though, is there's a way that you could take away the destroying camp lead ability, which is by doing this. As you see, you just lost all lead popping abilities. So it's better off just to leave in the other form, or alternatively, just get one of these and get the lead popping ability. So that way you could just go like that and pop lead. But, that's one thing to keep in mind. They have very fast shooting, decent towers, camo, lead popping ability now. So they get all the basic stuff covered. Now this next one is actually good one, but also kind of bad too. It gives you the ability to slow down balloons by 10% when they're under the effect of glue. Adds all glue to balloon by, all balloons get slowed down again by another 15%, so 25% decrease in movement speed on top of what it already did. But this is the most important one. Pop balloons leave glue on track. Now, I've seen where people go just like this, which I'll show in 1 second. They upgrade it like this and then go, oh wow, this ability is worthless. The enemies get slowed down, but then they just go through afterwards. Alright, let's speed it up and go, wow, that was pointless. The whole point of the glue gunner, to get the best effect with this ability, is to build them out acid style. Then, as it leaves the glue on the track, the glue is acid glue. Meaning, this one guy, which would normally take 3 or 4 of them to cover all the balloons, can cover any amount of balloons because the glue's all the way on the track. Which, real quick, I'm going to quickly sell him, and as you see, the glue took care of them, even without him there. And with just one of these, it just lasted a long time with popping them. That's the best way to take advantage. Glue gunner, you only want to max out this way if for some reason you're trying to make them weak but slowing down stuff, which is ultimately pointless for the most part, because even though you can slow them down, usually going this style, you can just pop them all. It's a lot easier to just pop all normals than to worry about that. As you see though, obviously these guys are immune to all glue effects. So they are their one weakness, just like with the one thing. But that's how you, with the ice tower, but that's how you make the full effect of this. That's the proper way to use this. Which, real quick, let's switch over to here. This will increase attack speed. Dartling gunners can now lock on, which is really good, and then do 1+1 pierce. Good early on. Alright. Now then, real quick, I'm going to show a small little comparison. With that last one. As you see, it takes 2 of them to keep this under control. With 1, you're quickly becoming overwhelmed, and they could push through pretty soon, type thing. You can still cover them with 1, but it's very close to becoming overwhelmed. So you definitely want that. But anyways, up to the next one. Alright, so Dartling gunners can now have lock on, which means I could put them here, increase the accuracy, blah blah blah, and then I could be having some banana farms down here, focusing on getting my money. And while I'm doing that, it's just popping out anything that comes while I'm collecting my money. That's its most useful ability. Allow you to take full advantage of the power of this without having to focus on the moving. Now the extra pierce is good because let's just increase its accuracy. The extra pierce is good because, to be honest, where this goes a little bit bad at is early on its piercing power. But with the extra pierce, it's actually able to keep this tied down, where before a constant stream like this, it's gonna take a while. Now extra pierce is kind of pointless though, because later on, because you can just do pierce upgrades, like this will give you 18 pierce, which with the other one it'll be like 19 piercing, which is cool and all, until you get to the laser, which have infinite piercing, which can give the Sun got a temple, a 1 for its money. And then get that upgrade to do infinite popping lead and all that stuff. Now, so that's how that works. So it's kind of good with the lock-on. Definitely most important feature of it. The pierce is good, but not 100% necessary. But as you see with the lock-on, doing a good job doing that while I'm over here doing whatever I need to. I'm going to spawn in some of those so that you can see. Not bad with the pierce and stuff. Pretty decent tower. Expensive, but it will get the job done. The lock in place is definitely the best part about it. But keep in mind, even though lock in place is the best part, it's also the worst part. Because if your stuff is locked in place and you don't have an unstoppable build, you might have to quickly move your Deathling Tower to quickly shoot down a boss that got through. But it's going to take a few seconds to do that because you got to turn them back into a follow. So, pretty good one. Definitely a good mid-game grab. Alright, this next one I'll be covering in the next video. Well, actually, nah, I'll do this one and then I'll do the next one in the next video. Alright, this increases attack speed. Every second shot, pop one more balloon. Every shot, pop one more. By default, the sniper can only pop 2 layers. That's its normal default popping power. So as you see, 1 balloon dead, 2 layer dead, some 3 layers, just instantly getting popped thanks to that upgrade, where normally they wouldn't. As you see, just perfectly popping them. Now then, when you go to 4 layers, it turns it to this, where before it would turn to a blue. Now then, to take best ability of this, you're going to want this setup. Because with this setup, you already by default get enough power to pop one of these, which is good. But on top of that, which let me demonstrate something. I summoned in 5 of these. He took care of that with ease. Now let me show you the other variant with 5. As you see, because of not the insane popping power, he actually made more of a mess for himself. So, best way to use them is to spam as many of these as possible. Going this exact style. And then just using the MLBs.